look, I'm not here to convince anybody that this framework that we have is an option, because ultimately it's not an option. This is like the facts. This is how the psychology of the buyer's journey is. Psychologically, it's facts, it's science. So I'm not trying to convince, you know, people that this framework is some sort of an option or some sort of another methodology. It's not that. You're going to run into these problems. You're going to run into the psychological journey of a buyer no matter where you're at in your business. And the idea, if you could understand this concept early on, it's actually going to help accelerate the process for you to understand your customer journey and understand how you could solve the biggest problem. So when I talk about these methods, this method specifically in this framework of the stranger to superfan journey, of the brand growth method that we have here that we implement for every single client of ours, I'm not trying to convince anybody of, working with us or anything like that. I don't care if you work with us. You just got to understand the psychology of why people buy, why people work with companies, and the exact formula and the exact reason psychologically why people work with people. So people buy from people, not from a business or a company or a brand or anything like that. People are sold because of the relationship and the people that they have, the proximity that they have with the persona. So it's really, really crucial and important to understand that if you do not understand each step of the journey of the buyer, it's going to be a difficult challenge for you to really close a deal or grow your business. So this isn't debatable at all when it comes to this method or framework. The reality is, if you understand it, you're going to accelerate the process a lot faster and understand the deep connection that the customer has with your brand. So it's not about even going fast, it's about going deep and going wide. That ultimately helps you accelerate in gaining more customers and attention. So if you understand this framework and you understand this method, you're going to properly create content and create process and systems that's going to nurture that customer or that client from stage to stage. So if you understand this, it's going to be very beneficial for you when it comes to growth and growing your brand. So what is the exact formula? What is the method? What is the framework here that I'm talking about? It is the stranger to superfan journey, as some would call it, but it is understanding the psychology of a stranger turning into a super fan of your brand, of your business, of just you as a person. And that psychological journey is a six-step process. Okay, so number one is awareness, and each one, lots of marketers, the reason why marketers ruin everything is because they only share one piece of this big puzzle, of this 6-piece puzzle. It's only 6 steps. And a lot of marketers make it very complicated and try to tout that they have the best solution of the whole picture, and why their marketing is outperforming every other marketing. But psychologically, if you don't understand these basic fundamentals, these 6 steps, then you're really losing out. And I don't care how good of a marketer you are, if you don't understand this concept, it's going to be very, very challenging in the future. So there's a lot of marketers out there that are preaching and saying that they're gurus and they're specializing in this one specific step, which that's great. Maybe they're the best at that one step, that one stage of the puzzle. But in actuality, you got to have the whole picture before you could implement each piece of the puzzle and how it works and how to build a process and system that lives within that psychological journey. So number one is awareness. Now, awareness can be tackled in so many different ways. Mostly the best performing awareness opportunities is, if you're just starting, if you got a startup, is building organically and then pouring fuel to the fire through paid advertising. And you could figure out which lane or vehicle works best for you, whether that's Google paid ads, whether that's YouTube ads, whether that's Instagram or Facebook or Meta ads, or whether that's traditional advertising, which is like, commercials, banners, billboards. They all work. You just got to figure out what vehicle you want to use to bring awareness to your brand. You could do influencer marketing. That has become a $1 billion industry in 2016. So influencer marketing is really huge. There's many different ways to bring awareness to the brand. But once you got people's attention, you need to take them to that next level, that next step in that journey. When it comes to the stranger to superfan journey, is discovery. What does discovery mean? That means that they put on their Sherlock Holmes hat, that they're actually doing some homework on your brand. So this is where social proof and organic actually needs to happen. Organic marketing, organic content needs to happen. This is why I always say, like, start with organic, because you need this piece in order to bring people closer to a close. Right? So what happens when they do see an ad that you paid thousands of dollars for, right? They go to your site, they go to your homepage, they go to your accounts, and they see the social proof. They go through that psychological journey. When's the last time that they post? Is their post quality enough? Is their post informational, educational, entertaining? What is it? So they do the psychological journey where they go to social proof. And this is something that a lot of companies miss out on, that they think that the advertising is going to convert. And if they get higher number of traffic that's going to convert at 3%, man, 5% would be amazing. That's like if you spend $100,000, only $5,000 is actually working for you. So that's losing $95,000 in the process. And I would hate for you to do that. So if you don't add or first have social proof, don't spend money on ads yet, right? If you don't have a consistent process of creating content online that is proving who you are, what you do, why you do it, with who you do it with, don't go out there and spend money on advertising. The next step is consideration. So this is like they're considering to work with you. So do you have any testimonials, any demonstration videos, anything online that actually shows what the person's going to get if they build a relationship with you, if they work with you, if they hire you, if they buy your service, buy your product? Is there social proof? Is there demonstration videos? What is there out there that you could show them? And Amazon does this really well. So Amazon is a hyperbolic chamber of the stranger to superfan journey, right? People go and search for what they need. They find the products that are on the first page. They see the most attractive product. Then they go to the reviews. Then they see how people are using that product. And if you have most successful Amazon accounts are the ones that have demonstration videos, have multiple videos and reviews. So like, just think of Amazon as the best hyperbolic chamber when it comes to building a powerful brand, right? So consideration is definitely like showcasing how you can solve people's problems, right? Testimonies and all that stuff. And then the conversion happens at the sale, right? So do you have a really simple way for people to do business with you? Do you have a shopping cart on your website? Do you have a call to action? What's the process of someone actually making a transaction with you? Have you made that simple and easy? Is it setting out a proposal and collecting payment, right? So what is that process, right? So you want to identify what that process is and communicate what the next steps are for someone to buy, right? So if you have a more complicated product, like let's say you run an agency like ours, our payment process is a little bit different than selling a product online, right? So we jump on a discovery call, our team jumps on a discovery call, we negotiate, right, what the contract is, because every single client's outcomes are different. Then we put together a proposal and make sure that we're clear on exactly what the deliverables are. And then, when we close the deal, we sign a contract, we send out a payment invoice, right? So it's very different. And if you don't have a process or system in place that does this in a simple way that you can't communicate, you're going to lose out on the conversions. You want to increase the conversion rate and decrease the complication rate. So it doesn't stop there. That's the first 4 steps. The second step is client relationship. This is the fulfillment stage, actually. So this is what happens after someone buys. Is it immediate that they're getting a point of contact? Is it immediate that they're getting email notification and saying then what next steps are? Is it immediate that you're going to jump on an onboarding call, or when is that? And it should be right away, almost like an instant gratification for the client. You got to understand that building a relationship is about intentionality and about proximity. So if someone transfers or sends value, and this is the biggest mistake I've made in my career, is as soon as someone trades value, they should be getting something instantaneously for that value. Whether it's an email, like that could be a thing as well. Like, hey, I'm sending you an email just letting you know what the next steps are. We're going to set up an onboarding call. Then you're going to expect this, and this expectation of the value that they're going to be receiving. You want to make sure that you craft that and that is very clear, that you communicate that and you have the process to communicate that. Lastly, the last and this is a missed opportunity that a lot of businesses don't implement, is the client retention. Is this retention stage of like, why do people keep on coming back to you? Why do they want to continue sending you referrals? How are you giving them more value in the future, right? What can you tease for them? Do you have a workshop coming up? Do you have a masterclass going on? Do you have more products that you're just handing them for free because they're just a part of your ecosystem and you want to say thank you? Are you sending them gift cards? Are you sending them cards just to say, hey, thank you for working with us? Are you doing the work to help retain that client, not just feel like you closed that client and now they're a client? you want to continue getting their business and getting more business from them, whether it's referrals or anything like that. You send a thank you video. Hey, I really appreciate, you being a client of ours. So what are you doing for client appreciation, and why are they staying with you to do business? Because they don't have to, right? So the reason why clients leave or customers leave brands is not because that they're unsatisfied. They just had no reason to stay. So you got to understand client retention. So that's the 6 steps. Okay. And let's go over it one more time. It's awareness, discovery, consideration, conversion, relationship, and retention. So if you could understand the psychology of every phase, every step of the stranger to superfan journey, and create a process and system for every step of the way, you are going to build a massively powerful brand.